Oh, my name is my name is Margaret Ann Windsor. I'm doing this because I've put on a lot of tapes, videos, and Facebook about my kidnapping and the horror that I've been through. In the last years, what they've done is they took away my jobs, and I lived on the Appalachian Trail. I've been called bag lady, everybody, everything. In the book, I've told about being uh, in a political campaign, and Larry Flint flew me up to his home twice, October of '83, when Larry McDonald, the congressman, urologist from Atlanta, his plane was shot down by the Korean jet. Well, he was on a Korean jetliner, and the Russians shot it down. I had written about him in a book called MD: A License to Kill while living at Moonraker in Marietta, and Larry Flint had been shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, about 40 miles away. There was mind control and programming used in certain murders, and Mr. Flint did an article in April of '84, editorial about that I knew who was responsible for his shooting. Now then, the reason that all the hell has been done to me and my kids is because who I am. I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, Victoria II, the legal heir to the British Crown. And they've done a little bit of everything to me and my sons. In fact, I don't know where my sons are or if they're alive, and they're the legal heirs. Not William, not his father Charles or Camilla or Elizabeth or her father who stole the crown, George V, with the Kennedys, who was ambassador, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Roosevelt, the United States presidents, most all of them, maybe with the exception of one, have been part of the Freemasons, the ones that kidnapped me, the New World Order. Now then, I've had everything done to me. I had antifreeze put in me after I'd gotten a letter from the FBI. I was doing the book, and I thought it was because of the book in '77, '78. Got the letter from the FBI June the 23rd of '79. April Fool Day of '80, I had antifreeze put in me and should have died. So I'm going to leave it there. I put it on other tapes, and everybody around here knows it involves the feds and MK Ultra and the CIA. They're all one unit, really. Even your people that guard the president. It's ATF and all that's really under one dome now. But everybody knows they're afraid. The mind control murders have been done in patterns, certain ones, or how would you know it? It's invisible. Like the Virginia Tech shooting next door, and there's been many murders done there, and the Sandy Hook and the Aurora, Colorado with James Holmes, who was mind controlled. He's not mentally ill, but look at me. They poisoned the air conditioning unit. They come in if I step out and soak my bed. There's no law to protect me. They're telling them to do it. So can you imagine? This is my hair after I tried to wash it last night with cream rinse and everything. Put heat to it, and now this morning it's back this way, even worse. I've lost 3/4 of my hair. I had a whole head of hair, and now then look at it. So that's why I put it on, and imagine what it's doing to my lungs and kidneys and the rest of my body, liver, my legs, the veins. I'm allergic to chemicals. In other words, I have my immune system. I have an immune disorder, and it attacks itself when I'm around inhaling certain chemicals, and I've been made to inhale them. I move from place to place, and this is what happens to me. And look at my eyes if you can. I can't. I don't know if they call this that I'm under. It's supposed to be what a joke, under some kind of federal protection witness program, or they just turned everybody loose on me to do what they wanted to, because the feds were the ones I got the letter from, and they've been there a long, long time before June the 23rd when I got the letter in '79. I don't know where my children are. I know what a couple of U.S. Marshals said to them back in '80, just before I was filled with antifreeze. I'm the monarch that was kidnapped and brought here, so I don't want to say anything about the federal protection program because you can get killed if you say anything there. I hope that I make it out of this and I tell what's been done to me and my family and country. And this is just what they made me look like a joke. Now, as poor as mayor that I have, I even had a Carl Barton, a retired Virginia State Trooper, him and his wife. They took me to affordable corporate suites near Starkey Road near Tanglewood Mall in Atlanta in '09, August. And let me remind you, wherever I've lived, the people, the management, and the maintenance, and all of them have been in on it. And they're afraid of the feds because they can get something on you, and they will. Everyone had an option to say, no, I'm not going to do this to the lady. But they didn't make that choice. But I'm going to go back to the Bartons, the Virginia State Trooper retired. When they took me there, his wife said to me, you know, we make you move by using chemicals. Well, my word's no good anymore. Look at me. I don't even have clothes or anything. And yet people here in Roanoke, Huntsville, Alabama, I work for the district attorney there, and in Atlanta, you wouldn't get the truth if you do a background check on me. You'd get a name that's not even mine, Peggy Ann Dempsey. I'm married to Childers. When they kidnapped me, they brought me to Moulton, Alabama, and gave me the name of a twin. Peggy and Carl were both dead. Their mother had them out of wedlock, and it was a pigsty. I don't know if anybody's ever seen the Hatfields and the McCoy, the movie years ago, but it didn't even have that sanity to it. That's how I grew up. And I only found out about my real name after I'd been to Flint's. His limo driver was with British intelligence. And it was a little later I started finding, and yes, the British told me. And the Brits are the ones that suffered. Part of the Windsors were in on my kidnapping.